Welcome to another edition of the Postgame Wrap. I'm Jarret Johnson, and whoa, what a huge win for the Red Raiders in Austin Wednesday night as number 15 Texas Tech came roaring back from a deficit as big as 12 points, including 10 at the half, to defeat number 4 Texas 79-77. It was junior guard Mac McClung's last second jumper. Actually, he made a deep two. It appeared to be a three, but the ref said he had a toe on the line. So it was a deep two-pointer to give the Red Raiders a 79-77 lead with 3 seconds remaining. After a couple of timeouts, a little bit of a chess match there between the coaching staffs, Matt Coleman for Texas hoisted a desperation three-pointer that mercifully for Texas Tech fans out there and Red Raider Nation in general, clanged off the backboard. So Texas Tech was able to enjoy just a much-needed victory in Raiderland. Texas Tech, look, they're number 15 in the country, was off to a 10-3 start, 3-2 in Big 12, so it was a good start, but they didn't have that signature win yet. It seemed like at every tough opponent they played, they lost. So, and lost some close ones. Kansas by 1, Oklahoma State in overtime. Some tough losses there. Lost to a really good Houston team, though they kind of got roughed up earlier in the season in that one. But just really impressive performance from the Red Raiders to defeat a really, really good Texas team. I mean, that's the most talented, and not just talented, but like a really just good basketball team. I love those trio of guards they have, Coleman, Ramey, Jones. I mean, those guys are great. And then you get all kinds of athleticism with Sims, Greg Brown. I mean, that team is just stacked. Really good team. But Tech went in there and handled their business. Like I said, they were down by 10 and a half, chiseled away. And they got some big performances. I mentioned McClung. He made that game-winning shot. He finished with a game-high 22 points. He also did some other things. He had 5 rebounds, a couple steals, a couple assists. But he had a lot of help. There's some really good performances. Kevin McCullough, what a difference he's made since he's come back. I just posted his first career double-double at Texas Tech last week. Big-time game, 15 points, 11 rebounds. And Tech's shellacking of Iowa State and Ames. He follows that up with another really good game, 16 points, 8 rebounds in Austin in the win over Texas. So, I mean, maybe that really, Kevin McCullough was the missing ingredient for Tech to take that next step and reach that next tier of college basketball, not just in the Big 12, but perhaps in the country, you have to say, after this win over Texas on Wednesday night. But it wasn't just those two guys. Terrence Shannon, he didn't have a great shooting night, but I mean, 14 points, 7 rebounds, had a couple of steals. He played a good game. I think he, I had a couple assists or 1 assist. I had a couple assists. Shannon had a good floor game overall. He took a couple questionable deep threes, but he made some big shots, including a layup there late that would tie the game up with just over 30 seconds remaining on a great play by Kyler Edwards, who, look, in the first half he really struggled. I mean, he was held scoreless. It looked like, us on the game thread, we were kind of bemoaning, come on, Kyler. He missed that dunk. That wide open dunk. It looked like it was going to be an empty night for Kyler, but he hit 2 big threes late. And then, in the final second, like with over 30 seconds left, he got a steal on a great call by Texas Tech. Full court press off a couple of free throws by Mac McClung. Full court press steal in the corner by Kyler Edwards, who immediately fired over to Shannon, who scored a layup. And that tied the game, which set up Texas Tech for the win. Mac McClung's game-winning shot. Tech would get a stop on that end, come down, McClung hit the boss clutch deep shot, which, oh, by the way, I think you have your closer, if there was any doubt, if Tech had a closer and who it was. Don't get me wrong, I think Shannon's still capable, but Mac McClung with just the alpha shot there, and just drilled it in a UT defender's face for the win. So they got the stop, they got the make, and then they got another stop on Coleman's desperation miss three-pointer, which clanged off the backboard. And the Red Raiders were off and celebrating. I love what McClung said at the end about his teammates trusting him and telling him to do his thing. And he was determined throughout the game. He kept Tech in it early, and then obviously he won it for him late. But like I said, big performances. Shannon, McCullough, Edwards stepping up late. Marcus Santos Silva had, I believe, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks before fouling out. So he played well. All those guys played really well. Burton did some things. But really, that was the main group that got it done for Texas Tech. Some just big-time plays late in the game where it looked like, because Tech took a lead with about 3 minutes left, and then, man, Texas, which was lights out really all night except for in the end, the very end, from deep, they made 13 threes on, which normally Texas, that talented team playing at home, even without fans being there, making 13 threes, they're going to win. They're going to beat almost everybody in the country, but Texas made a couple threes to retake the lead with 3 minutes left, and then Tech went on that mini run there at the end and won it. But it looked like, it was going to be one of those, well, they came back, they fought hard, even though they lost in the end. No moral victories here. Red Raiders stunned Texas late in Austin. Now, give you an idea of, really Tech has dominated Texas here in the Chris Beard era. That's 3 consecutive wins in Austin over Texas for the Red Raiders. And then Tech has won 6 of the past 7 matchups against these two teams. UT had a really nice comeback late last year in Lubbock, actually. Big comeback win. Really, I think that was one of the wins that saved Shaka Smart's job. They had a nice winning streak. Wasn't more than just that win over Tech, but that was a huge one. That was a big feather in his cap. But other than that, Tech has won 6 of the last 7 games, matches between these two. And of course, these two teams were on the court in Kansas City when Corona happened, when COVID happened, and they were called off the court. They were there when they were warming up, getting ready to tip off. So that, there's just a lot of history between these two teams. I love how physical this matchup is. It's one of the more physical games, or 2 of the more physical games, the 2 games they play each year. I think Tech and West Virginia is another very physical matchup, but it's fun to watch from that standpoint. And the amount of athleticism out there tonight was just, my basketball geekdom was kind of freaking out. I was having so much fun watching that. I'll probably watch that game again, at least once again, just from a fan's perspective, appreciating great shot making, great length and athleticism. Great defense for the most part. It was a much higher scoring game than I expected. I think the over under was like 132.5 or something too. So they obliterated that. But these two teams both showed up in Austin at the Irwin Center expecting to win, and only 2 teams entered, only 1 team left the drum, as they call it, with the victory, and that was the Red Raiders. So now, Texas Tech, this was the first part of their gauntlet this week. They've already at least won a split in this series, but they beat number 4 Texas in Austin. Now they have number 2 Baylor, undefeated Bears squad. They're scheduled to tip off 3 p.m. Saturday in Lubbock. So, if Texas Tech could somehow win both these games, then I think you have to look at it like, they could beat anybody. They can go, sky's the limit. I know Chris Beard likes them to peak later in the season, but man, if you can pick, not only would this immediately make Tech obviously a contender in the Big 12, but you got to look out for the Red Raiders in the tournament. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Huge challenge ahead of the Red Raiders in Baylor on Saturday. But man, what a great win. For now, I think Tech fans enjoy the just glorious victory over the Longhorns yet again in Austin. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.